Hi, I'm Asim here, and I'm the Vice President of Product and Competitive Marketing at Hitachi Data Systems. Hitachi Data Systems is the subsidiary of Hitachi Limited, which is headquartered in Japan. And what we do at Data Systems is develop, build, and market storage systems and software throughout the world. We're a multi-billion-dollar organization, and we're part of a much larger Hitachi family, which consists of a multitude of products, and we sell and market into every country on the planet. I've been down here at Storage Networking World in Florida the last couple of days, and there haven't been a significant amount of groundbreaking announcements, I'd have to say, this week. There has been quite a bit of interest and conversation around cloud computing and cloud storage in particular. And there's been some conversations and some work that's being done by the Storage Networking Industry Association that we're participating in. But other than that, I haven't seen any sort of interesting new announcements, to be honest. Zeta, which is a company that is offering cloud services, seem to have something interesting around offering primary storage to consumers based on a service model. But that's again joining the fray with a number of companies that already are in that space. But in general, cloud computing, green has been an interesting topic. Green data centers, another area where we're pretty heavily engaged. But those are my initial impressions. Overall, I'd have to say the show seems to be a little more lightly attended this year than in previous incarnations. But that might just have to do with the current economic situation and folks' travel budgets and so forth. Hitachi Data Systems chose not to make any significant announcements this particular week, but we have been showcasing a couple of key areas in our portfolio. One is around storage virtualization, which is one of our core competencies and our capabilities in that area. That has a very strong tie-in to the current economic climate in terms of doing more with less, leveraging your investment in your existing assets, deferring cost for more storage. So we feel we have pretty strong technology there, and it seems to be resonating quite well, particularly in these times, in utilizing storage virtualization technology to get a better return on your existing assets, implement a tiered storage infrastructure, migrating data, and then leveraging dynamic provisioning as an example of bringing back to life stale storage or older assets. So that has a very strong economic message, so that's been great. We've also been talking quite a bit about our modular family of storage, the AMS family, and we've actually been collaborating with Intel on that, and we work with them quite extensively in integrating their technology, their chipsets as part of our controllers. And in fact, we are another sister division within Hitachi Limited, HGST, made an announcement a few months back where we'll be collaborating with Intel over the next couple of years on flash disk technology. So we have a very good collaboration with Intel, not only in the storage systems line, but also in the device family, such as the flash drives. My prediction around SAS 6 gig drives is that you will likely start seeing that technology integrated into storage systems before the end of the year, but I would not anticipate mass adoption of that technology until probably 2010. There's quite a bit of frequent churn recently in drive technologies, and so the ability to integrate and adopt those technologies rapidly becomes problematic. But it's certainly very interesting stuff, and we're clearly on top of it, and we want to integrate it into our portfolio as well. Regarding our AMS family, we're pretty excited about that. Clearly, leveraging the technology that we've integrated from Intel, we feel we've got an extremely strong portfolio there now in the mid-range. In fact, there was a recent SPC performance result that just came back that positions us as the highest performing system in that space. So we're very excited about that. We issued a press release regarding that just a week or so ago. And again, that's leveraging best-of-breed technology, much of it Hitachi developed, but also utilizing Intel components to achieve these results. So what we plan to do going forward is leveraging this technology, making it available to more channels across a wider scope globally, and we're putting a great deal of emphasis around that particular area this year. We feel it hits a really good price performance point that is in greater demand if you look at the market growth numbers currently. So there's been a lot of talk this week as well about the green data center and green technology. This entire area seemed to gain a lot of hype and buzz a couple of years ago, seemed to subside, and it's hot again. Our view on this is that clearly power consumption is a key driver for green technology, i.e. limiting the amount of power that's consumed by components within your data center, all the way down to the disk drive level, to the chip level, obviously at the system level. But the other area that we're focusing on as well at Hitachi Data Systems is limiting the amount of infrastructure that you actually need to deploy within your data center to make it more green. And the ways in which you do that is to minimize the amount of content you have through technologies like data deduplication, limit the amount of content and information you need to store, and also don't have wasted capacity, don't have wasted systems. So that's, again, where our virtualization technology comes into play, our tiered storage software comes into play. There's software elements of creating a green data center, and there's certainly hardware elements around power consumption that come into play. So we're clearly involved in this. We feel it's extremely important. Personally, it's an area that I blog about quite frequently. So we plan to be active participants in driving the green data center. I think the green data center entails more than simply power consumption. It also entails utilizing software to minimize the amount of information that you're actually storing. And ways in which to do that are storage virtualization software, thin provisioning, so that you are not allocating more physical storage or physical capacity than you're actually consuming. And so these are areas where we're specifically focused. So it's a symbiotic relationship between utilizing software as well as less power consuming hardware, all the way down to individual component levels.